Well, bam! We're into Dust2 here. 9 to start on the defense. Up one map as well. One win. This is a map that should bode much better for them, but frankly, they looked stinky poo-poo on Mirage, and I'm not sure a map change is going to be enough to shake those struggles here, Dean.
Yeah, no, it's a similar style in terms of the firepower, being able to carry a lot of the weight on a map like this, just solid trades and such, so I am a bit worried for one win unless they've turned things around dramatically, and right now, we are finding some exchanges. It takes a while for the initial frag to come in, and it will be one win who get the one-up in the early stages. It's not going to last, though. Sparrow wants to stick around and fight. It was a little bit risky, but I think the hope was to delay it further for this flank to come in. Unfortunately, it wasn't there quite in time, and, well, they will actually get Travis, who wants to venture back out and see what was going on that flank, and a trade again puts them in a very solid 2-on-2.
It's a really interesting way to play this round. They've got a kit, though, so there's time to work with you. That first shot's so important. It's on to Flamey now. Look at the damage, though. Flamey might be able to finish this off. Oh, unless Jedka puts one right between the eyes. He was lights out on Mirage, and apparently that's just going to continue into the pistol round here. 3 kills for the man.
Absolutely nutty. I was very worried. I mean, it was a scrappy way for them to approach the round. It wasn't like they took a lot of isolated fights against multiple players and such, but it worked in the sense of getting that small bit of time that they needed for the 3-man attack team basically to work its way back up short on the flank. So good work. A couple of mistakes definitely made by one win. The likes of Travis going for the re-peek and such. Obviously, they wanted to keep short control so they could put the bomb down and have a strong position to play the after plant from. Maybe should have kept a little bit more in terms of numbers there, or he should have played it slightly more conservatively so that he could have maybe even taken 1 kill as they walked into his crosshair. Either way, it is the past. One winner working with a pretty decent force buy as you'd expect on that T side after a bomb plant, so I'm not going to count them out. They have some chances to maybe get something done here and now, and if they do actually work out mid, that could be the right call. They're pretty heavy towards A. No one really spotting this mid area right now, other than, of course, from that B-bomb site. I think they were hoping to pull rotations, and that hasn't worked at all.
No. No, it is not. That's the first tag, though. Echo down a little low. Nade chasing. Won't get the finish. Minute on the clock. Not a lot to show for it. There is space, I suppose, to get in towards mid, although Kylar and Sparrow should be able to focus on that pretty quick. And actually, Jedker's coming in, too. This is interesting. They're going to play B from outside the site, so Jedker can play off this window player. He only gets 1, though. 1 for 2. Not a good exchange. Now this is a prime situation for 1 win. They get the bomb into sight. The B site's so easy to defend. They get rifle upgrades as well. And 9 say, you know what? Fair dinkum, we're out. That was, I thought that was going to be well positioned for 9 to get the execution, to get the kills they needed, but no, they got blanked there, Dean.
Yeah, I mean, they had strong positioning, and it was the low health player only that Jedker was able to finish as well, so it was really one man to take the brunt of the damage as they pushed their way out mid, and that was more than good enough for just the trade then to come in, and of course B to be overrun, as we said, with the A defense being so heavily committed. So a very solid force by win here from 1 win. And perhaps even a better position than if they had just straight up won that pistol round. Obviously, the lot bonus is going to be down at 1400 for 9. You do have to take into account that they're saving an M4, though, on the other hand, and a couple of MP9s as well. So they're still going to have a chance to get something done in this round with the force buy around it. It's almost certain they'll go for it because they wouldn't be buying in the next round no matter what. But if 1 win can stabilize, if they can handle this force buy that's here now, they'll have an eco in the next round to build up their economy then as well. And just an already much better position than we ever really seen them in back on map number 1. Ooh, bit of damage.
Always nice to find early on. Ito coming out early from 9. Trying to deny any lone rush that might come through, but Lollipop will just casually stroll up after the nades have bloomed. Well, player worked in pit here. It's a bit of control. Positioning from Sparrow is going to be huge. If he drops, the A side is so vulnerable. But also good to see a rinse and repeat. Players out and towards mid. Smoke could come down here. Couple smokes, and then we see the rock in towards the B site. There's not a lot to defend it. It's a utility. Deagle and MP9. Someone's going to need to go insane for this to be a viable hold. And Kerr gets Goomba stomped. Now Kylar is between a rock and a very hard place, and they just know he's stuck. Spam down will be enough to clear that out. This round is over. Couple nice back-to-back B takes coming through here from one win. This now sends the economy of 9 into a very weird place. Likely going to be a save around these guns in the next round, assuming they save all of them. And it gives one win a very nice boost into this half.
Yeah, I could feel the deagle play though from Yedgar. Your words had set it up. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to back it up this time. Yeah, no, this is much better. It already looks like a completely different team. I'm gonna hunt this down as well, knowing that the same weapons from before were attempted to be saved over, and well, they get the main one. They get rid of the M4. That will actually, of course, ensure there's no rifles in play at all in this next round. A couple MP9s could still help building towards the better economy for the first gun round, though. So at least those look like they will be saved over. A 5 standing, there's a chance to do the same here again for one win and just give themselves a much more comfortable position than, as I said, they ever really found themselves in back on Mirage. We do need to remember this is their map choice as well, so we do expect them to be a bit more formidable here on this map no matter what. We were just worried if they were to get off to a slow start than think to continue as they were back on Mirage, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Long off the spawns. I know they're against the weaker buy. It doesn't make sense. Keeping things simple.
Now they got the space. 15 seconds into the round. But Minio maybe could do something a little interesting here. He's brought teammates along with him. They just have USPs, but, you know, numbers. Numbers always do help. Problem is there's 2 rifles looking for this exact play. Lollipop, kick Hornet's Nest. Oh, the timing. There we go. They've got one. A second. Not a bad exchange rate considering what they had to work with there. Don't know they're going to be able to do much more, but these 2 players are headed into the quote-unquote reinforced site. Oh, good damage. Softens them up for the MP9, and never mind, doesn't matter. You saw the moment. You saw the potential for that to get out of whack, but one win still take it through. And at this point, their bank has built in a big way. This round is critical for 9. Early on here in this defensive half, they've gone all in on the rifles. Don't have the AWP, which you would like to see to get Sparrow really activated. But they have enough utility, they have enough guns to try and make this work, to try and show us that they can put together a CT defensive side here up against one win. Much more comfortable one win at that.
If I was lollipopping that last round, I would have been pretty angry about the timing on that mid-peak right there, just as he went to drop the smoke over to his teammate. Thankfully, obviously, Glowen came away with the double and they did handle it, but still, it was a bit unfortunate. As you said, good nade. It actually takes 2 of them down to 50 there just as they step down the stairs. That's not ideal. Molly on towards short, keeping things fairly standard here, looking to try and pressure and hopefully, I'd imagine, take that short control on top of the long control. So this might be a very quick A split that they have in mind. You're seeing already rotations being pulled off of B, the heavy short control from 9 as well. They want to try and challenge at least one area and afford to give both up. And well, with these being both of the low health players as well, this is the ideal thing to do. If they can get rid of these, they have a massive advantage as well as great control to set up for a retake. And well, there you go. A great start. Travis goes down. Flamey still tucked in on mid. And well, that may not be known, so this might work in his favor. The problem is they've just been completely halted on this push.
It slows them down so much. Oh, Manio, a little too aggressive. Once the utility's gone, you kind of got to play back. There's 1 and 2 for Sparrow. Now Cat's controlled. With that control, they can focus on this long fight. They can make this a lot more comfortable. Glowing's basically alone. He has to do it himself. He eats a flashbang. That slows him down. Now he's been spotted and eliminated. The bomb's dropped. Deco, how's he even going to get near this, right? There's no more utility to cover it. He's just got an op. He was supposed to be the guy who stays alive and make sure they can't defuse the bomb. Well, that strat doesn't work so well if the bomb doesn't get planted. So Deco probably going to save this, especially now that he's been seen. Because there should be no way to win the round. It should not be possible. And indeed, it won't be. 10 seconds, they'll just contain, try and get the op out of his hands. With their economy being what it is, losing even 1 gun here would be pretty bad. So I don't think 9 are even going to hunt. They'll just be content to take that second round through. The fight into short, the control exerted there was so important. It was a great response from 9, recognizing they didn't have long, recognizing that they'd rebuff presence in towards mid, knowing they'd be coming through short, getting that smoke down, playing the smoke fade, catching 1 second. It's just very nicely played from 9. Great response.
Yeah, and it played perfectly off their initial nade damage that they got done as well. So good work. One win were kind of a bit too heavily committed as well. I think the bomb was kind of trapped up long a bit against the wall. Otherwise, they may have even reconsidered falling back and just going back into the default again and trying to probe around the map. Obviously, not what they were able to do. Instead, we're sitting here on what is a bit of a longer pause. Might be a technical, if we're unfortunate. Either way, it's gone, so it doesn't really matter at this stage. They both would have had a bit of time to discuss how they're going to approach this gun round, which is obviously going to be very important for both sides to win. Nine want to try and keep up this bit of momentum that they've managed to find here off the first gun round. One win on the other hand. And Money's not completely gone, but they still want to try and shut this down before anything can really get going for Nine, and before they can begin to remember how things were on Mirage. I like that boost, just to watch the lower push. They're not too interested in the mid fight.
Lower push coming through just yet. Kylo's on a bit of a back. We'll come back into support, but Lollipop trying to work out some presence on long. That's not going to work. He got away with that delayed push once before. This time, not so much. So he's gone down for free. Not a whole lot that they can do about that, but they'll go for Catwalk instead, and it's not contested. Sparrow will be watching, but at least the initial space has been given over. Where's BHE? It's all the way on B. This utility is actually going to be kind of interesting. There's not a ton for 9, and I haven't conceded a lot of presence in mid. This next kill is important. Glowing gets it. Now they're going to pressure in towards B. Most likely. No. Smoke drop. They won't execute behind it. Thought they might try and take advantage of that space, but it's a slower pace of play for one win. And it seems like A is their intended destination. Jedka's going to realize it. He's just peeked out to confirm that mid is clear. Now Jedka and Kyler are going to work their way back into this, so a lot of information's given over. That coaxes out the CT side utility to slow this up. 30 seconds. That smoke is going to buy so much time. They have to go through it. They know that. Sparrow, though, can't execute. Long's held on to. Big play from Goofy. Utility sailing out from 9 just to try and buy the time to get back into the spots. If they can deny this bomb plant, well, they can't. And Flamey with a big kill after. Now the bomb's ticking away, but it's all onto Flamey. He's got no health. He's got no safe haven. He's got no quarter, but he's got the execution. One more bullet will do it. Goofy knows where he is. Flamey on the other side. A swap of the gun. There's the spot. There's the peek. There's the check. There's the shot. Plenty of time for Goofy with a kit to be retrieved. That will be the round to tie things up here for 9.
I am thankful we're getting a scrappier game, though. But having to come down to the likes of Goofy coming away with nasty triple kills like that, it's not the most consistent way of winning rounds here. But the main thing is for 9 now, as I said, they're scrapping them out. They're managing to grind away at the economy of one win that did build up in those early stages. And while I think the pressure may be kept on by another force buy here from one win, they are definitely getting close to breaking it. Yeah, I think a couple Galils is the way to go here, right? I mean, you've got enough to get an op out. Travis can get that sorted for them and get it dropped over if they want. Oh, they actually had lost the player, had they? I'm confused. But they have even more money. Yeah, so Flamey was gone. Apparently, I actually didn't notice that. He's got 8,200, so they're fine. He can drop that to drop an AK over the Lollipop even. They have everything they need. So the pressure isn't off yet at all for 9. But they're keeping it a contest at the very least, which was obviously what one win failed to do back on the previous map. Oh.
Oh.
A later peek now, that could be dangerous.
Tricky. Yeah, works out though. Sparrow. They've been waiting for that. Been waiting for that to see what was going to come through, and this time Sparrow falls right into the trap. Huge pick to find. Massive scalp to take early on. Would have been the ramp presence as well. Is there a response from 9? What are they going to do? Sparrow, I believe, is IGLing this roster as well, so he's calling from the grave now. And they're ferrying the op on over to deploy elsewhere. I like that. A deep play, perhaps. Still plenty of time on the clock here. But the probe at least comes in from 1-1.
Yeah, it seems like they're doing an end on B, as you were saying. Beginning now a bit of a mid push. Just all regrouping in general. I thought they were going to keep on playing it slow with the time. Nine have actually got a bit of a read about what's going on. They've left B itself, but they've doubled up on mid, which means hopefully they can contend with this triple push and then just set up for a solid retake.
Certainly not going to do this without utility. One of the smokes isn't here, so there's going to be a gap, whatever they do throw. There's the one smoke. Here comes the mid-execute, and the first kill comes in from Minio. That distracts. Kylar can activate. Really nicely played here. That's the mid-push shut down, and even in that moment, One Win were too hesitant, so they haven't gotten into the site. They'll be allowed it here. The response wasn't quite too snappy from 9, but it's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be easy, and that bomb is still in tunnels. Deco's been the one who's slow to rotate. That's a big pick to find, though. Opportunity given over through the smoke comes Jedker, and there it goes! That's the killing blow. 3 players survive. What a call from 9 to emphasize the mid play, to give up B entirely to set up the crossfire. I mean, we've seen a really nice set of calls in response from 9. We saw it 2 rounds ago, right? With the catwalk call. You've given up long, you've given up that space, you know you've rebuffed them in mid, move into that catwalk fight, and now we see it here with the response to take mid control. 9 are just really calling quite a brilliant game. This time we get aggression from Jedker. He's got 1. Just Eagles on the other side, but it is still a freebie pick and a back away and a nade for Flamey to consider as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you need on a map like Dust2 as well, but it's so hard to do because, I mean, there's so few points you can push. You need to be perfect with your calls and such, and well, right now that's what we're getting from 9, as you said, and it's surprising considering they don't even have a stable 5 that they're playing with. Could still, yes, see them have a different 5th going into the 3rd map if we get that far. But so far, anyway, they're handling the pistols. There's not going to be any trouble now. It's going to be 5-3 before they find themselves up against the guns again, of course. I think One Win might be beginning to worry a small bit if they can't turn their tie it back in their favor here in this next gun round. They're not even going to bother hunting Lollipop, I don't think. Let him chill for as long as he wants with that Deagle.
I mean, they might even try and clock him, right? But their economy hasn't stabilized either. They really would like to just keep these 4 guns up. Provided they avoid Lollipop getting a bomb plant out of this, they are perfectly content to let him run out the clock.
The one player who could have built some money died as well, which was unfortunate.
Lollipop about to get a rifle?
Lollipop,
Give me a rifle?
Needed the kill.
Not happening.
Oh, my vice was going on me there. Nice round by Yadker. 4 kills, 69 health. Nice.
Nice.
Sitting on 10. I'm liking this team effort. Yedker's like, you know what? I'll carry the weight of 2 men. The rest of you can chill and just do what you need.
Again, I don't know what's going on with Yedker because I checked
Freedom.
his Twitter. He's announced that he's going to Ego. Ego have announced that he's on their team. I don't understand what he's doing on this roster. But I do like it for 9. Clearly, he's delivering is what he's doing. Oh. And there we go. A couple quick plays out towards Long. Minio and Goofy deleted. Long control established. 1 win. Could not be a better start to this round.
Both of them were still blind as they got those kills as well. Not completely. They knew where their angles were anyway. 3 fires in, and as you said, a perfect 5 versus 3 start. This is going to be tough now for 9 to recover from. They're always taking the call, though, to take the gambles, to take the risks so that they have a chance to win out the round at the very least. They're not playing not to lose, basically. So I do like the gamble to put 3 over towards A. The problem is, right now, anyway, it's just the up that wants a bit of a challenge, and Deco manages to win that duel. I think they were hoping to boost the other rifle over the smoke as well for a bit of a peek at the same time. It just wasn't working for them, and at this stage now, 1 win. Don't even need to rush it. They have a minute remaining. They can send 2 players back around to short. Even if the player is there, at most they probably trade it. Even if both of them die, in the meantime, the long players rather, could be making their way onto the site. So it's damn near impossible, basically, is my point, for them to lose this round, even in worst case scenarios. Especially as 9 abandon the bomb site and decide saving their weaponry is the way to go, and that I completely agree with. They have money on 2 players. Yedker, if needed, could drop one over as well to Minio, so they'll be able to get another good investment in this next round. They'll have a chance to swing right back at 1 win. But again, this game is being kept competitive. This is what we want to see. Damn, okay. Little fade-off shot from Kyler. That's all it is, really.
Should be. Again, a situation where we're not necessarily going to see much of a hunt. I suppose the T side can justify a bit more. Glowing is looking, but I don't fancy too much of a chase here. Indeed, it is going to be the tuck. It is a brawl back and forth. Neither team has been able to clear distance. I mean, this round, it was the early picks, really, from the get-go that determined things.
The chaos
question
it
we have
worked
to
in their
ask.
favor.
It did. But the question for one win is if they can chain 2. Because if they can chain 2, the economy shatters. Suddenly they got a chance to make this brilliant attack. There's one buy in the tank here for 9. That's it. The road will end.
I think the way to go is to try and play off the spawns a bit more as they did there, because what have we said is the best thing from 9 at the moment? Their mid-round calls, when they're giving them the time in the middle of the round to reassess their situation and group things together, make a call about where they want to push, etc. If you're just playing off of the chaos, playing off of spawns, ensuring you're trading on this T side, and then you're the one who manages to get it into a 3-on-3 or whatever before you call the slowdown, at that point you're controlling the pace and you're not letting 9 get comfortable and make their own decisions. So I think that's the way to go, and if they can crack through in this round, the economy of 9 will be broken again, and at that point, one win, they really will begin to build that solid T side that they need to at least solidify their half.
This time, the initial 35 seconds gone, nothing to show for it for one win. They'll take some presence in towards mid, though. Working glowing into position here. Smoke's going to go down early. They don't... Well, actually, they do have smokes to spare. I was going to say they don't have a ton of utility, but they've got enough smokes that they can toss out this initial salvo, see if they can't coax something out in response from 9. 9 are being stingy with it, though. We see no CT nades are down right now, which is the correct read on the situation. But it seems like this is going to be the B play. They've just worked the one player in towards mid to try and draw focus. Maybe they're hoping that it's going to pull that same crossfire we saw in mid, that focus from 9. But at least, as of now, 9 haven't taken the bait. Just Glowing showing here. 35 seconds. They are going to have to go. Glowing's been reinforced with more utility. But it does seem like it's going to be everybody out tunnels. Maybe just Glowing here in mid. And the rest focused directly in towards B.
See what
Here comes the hit. Nice shot. They deal with Kylar here in car. They got a read. He's got 2. Oh, one more would have been incredible there. But even then, keeping the numbers even, they have to get past Glowing. This is such a tough retake. Now a nice setup. Glowing player window. Glowing's got 1. That's just about to decide the round. And there it is. Well played from 1 win.
That's one way to get it done. If Yedgar had been able to maybe just tuck in a little bit more, obviously he tried to catch the one player who jumped up. You think at that point, all right, he's got a tiny bit of jumping and accuracy. I have the moment to put my crosser on his head, but no, he did not at all. Yedgar got the stride, and it was really even a miracle that Kylar was able to make it a competition then on the defense. Solid double spray down, but there was just too much going on. Glowing, by just sitting in mid, managed to hold off the entire rotation. Didn't even have to do anything about it, really. This time there actually is some lower aggression. I think this is the first time we've seen this. But has it been noted is the question, because Travis, as you can see, is very, very cautious. They've actually got most of their presence on this B side of the map right now, so timing on this flank could potentially seal the deal on stealing away a couple of weapons, or at least getting some damage done.
They second off in the bomb. That's the weird part. The bomb's back in spawn. There's no way that 9 can know this. But somebody's going to have to go back. That will leave a little bit of exposure. Molotov, that's well done. Now Travis should be fine. And despite his heavy presence in tunnels, it's just not going to come to fruition. Flamey jumps to the door, reloading. Well, at least they get the 1. But 1 is all she wrote. Just the back 10 as well. That was a really scary situation, though. If you're looking at the mini map, obviously with our omnipotent view, if 9 somehow had all the knowledge in the world, there's a world where they win that round, just based on the bomb having been left behind and tunnels having been ceded over to 9. But of course, they don't realize that because they can't see through walls. What a shame for them.
As far as we know, anyway.
As far as we know, if they could, they were really selling it in that last one.
They were like, "All right, guys, this is our chance to convince everyone we don't cheat."
Oh, you're gonna start Twitch chat up now.
6-5 for 1 win. There needs to be a subreddit of that. Things that prove teams don't cheat because they do something so stupid. Not stupid, but in the sense that if they were cheating, it would be stupid to ignore. Do you get me? The opposite
Yeah,
of that
if they had
vac sucks
perfect
thing.
information.
Yeah. Just because that whole vac sucks thing may as well be a parody anyway, so you may as well parody it.
Yeah, our vac is actually kind of good. Really?
Yeah, that could or
I just feel like it's improved. Just in my casual reflection, I don't think I've encountered many cheaters lately.
or trust and vac, like a mix on the trust factor.
Trust Vector.
Yeah.
There you
Trust
go.
factor. There you go.
Oh,
The full meme name. We just needed
All
both of
right.
us to put it all together. We had little pieces of it.
We got it together. Someone go make the subreddit r/trust Vector.
Slower round anyway, so we were able to get a little bit of nonsense rambled out.
Oh, that's rude.
The smoke though, so much
That's
damage as well.
rude.
Perfectly timed flash down on Lollipop, and Goofy is just holding like a madman from that pit. He's taken low, sure, but if they can keep this numbers advantage, then it shouldn't really matter. And as you can see, Travis isolated on mid isn't going to be able to do too much as the double swing comes in. Only good for the one kill. It's all on Deco. We're going to be traded back to 6-6, once again equalized. I like what we're getting here on Dust2. I was a bit worried coming in after how things went down on Mirage, but this is what I was expecting from the beginning of the series, really.
I just love the fact that Goofy in the pit goes, yeah, there's somebody out towards long. Minio thinks, I'll try this spam. Instantly gets a kill. They all focus on Minio. Goofy gets 2 more as a result. That just feels rude for 1 win. They didn't do anything particularly wrong. Maybe they were a little slow in their long take. Maybe they weren't quite as decisive as they needed to be, but didn't have to do them like that. Didn't have to do them like that at all. This is such an important round, though, for 9 to win. Even just keeping the 4 alive, actually having a chance to bottle up a couple rounds in a row. There's plenty of money for the T side. 1 win are going to be buying almost through the end of this half, if not certainly through it. But for 9, if they can get to 8 rounds, that would be a tremendous victory in my books.
Yeah, 8 or 9.
Those are 2 of the options. 2 of the 3 options for the scoreline. I guess they could get 7 rounds. There's 4 options. They could lose all these rounds.
So do they change their name based on the half they have, while 1 win changed theirs based on how many rounds they've won?
Yeah, so it goes in reverse order. 1 win goes up each round, and 9 goes down each round.
Yeah.
1 win, 2 win, 3 win,
half.
9, 8, 7, 6. It's how many rounds are left in the half, right?
It's a decent buy, actually. Nothing really lacking for a 1 win. That's a positive. Glowen even has a small bit left over, but as you said, yeah, 9 really do want to be trying to salvage as many more of these rounds as they potentially can. Heavy on the B side of things, I think. No, Sparrow actually is looking to try and take a bit of a peek around mid, and they might actually have a chance, if not for the flash. This could be a little bit dangerous on the repeak now. Travis is ready for him coming in from the doors. He is going to be looking down, though. He's seen the shadow. There it is. Lands and, well, manages to back out before that trade can even be attempted by Glowen. So a good advantage in the early stages here from 9. Probably look to try and contain their aggression at this point, I would imagine. They did have someone pushed aggressive on short. He's decided to fall back off. And, well, Goofy's actually found himself to kill in towards Longhouse somehow. Oh, he caught the push. Yeah, he didn't push himself. He was just holding up close.
And they unseat the Sparrow. Kick him out of the nest. Answer seems to be no. They'll leave him alone. Leave well enough alone.
Is it a play on Sparrow? I always wondered that.
I don't know, but I assume it is.
Yeah,
I have no idea what it... I mean, I don't know if that is Sparrow. Is Sparrow in Polish? I just like assuming it is because it opens it up to such nice wordplay.
Yeah, we could Google it, but I'd rather the mystery.
Oh, Google it now. You've made me curious.
Oh, I want the mystery.
Google Sparrow, it pulls up Sparrow's HLTV profile.
Oh. Maybe it is the word, but he's just more popular than the Polish word.
More popular than the bird, man.
Words are just, you know, they're... Don't think I've ever had any issues with them. It's a slow round, by the way. Damage done, so we can talk about random things. Not much is happening, as you can see. It seems like the save, obviously, is coming in. There's no hunt even being attempted by 9.
Okay, so apparently if you Google Translate thinks Sparrow translates to a lot in English.
A lot.
But then if you translate a lot from English, it goes to a different word in Polish. Dużo or something? Let's see what Sparrow is. Apparently, it is not Sparrow. It's Robo, or some version of that. WRO with an accent, BEL. So I don't know what Sparrow exactly comes
So the
from,
mystery
but
remains. I'm happy.
I'm gonna keep talking about the bird. Oh, it's a great name. It just rolls off the tongue very nicely.
It does. I've always liked it. Some names are horrible to say, and that one just goes into your sentence, no matter what word is before or after it.
For example, Jedker. Tricky to work in the English language. But Sparrow rolls right off the tongue.
I use the
Kylar.
Y and go with Yedgar. It's a little bit easier.
That does make it better.
Yeah. I don't know if it's correct, but it's easier, so I don't care. It was heavy on the early long presence from 9. Something very different to what we've seen from 1win, where they definitely never put 4 players there early on anyway. Obviously, at this point, they've already shifted back to a very standard setup, one watching short, CT rotation to keep an eye on mid, and actually they've decided to double that up, so maybe expecting things to be focused around this area. Too deep, I think, to do any damage. Seems like 1win when I go back towards B. Making a lot of noise.
Yedker. Whichever way you it's about to have an opportunity, and it's Glowing who gets the better of it. That kills Chase, but Glowing 1 HP. Well, thank his lucky stars. Here's a tricky angle to run the A1S. Ah, it's always bad. Players still do it from the A4, but it never works out as well with the silencer on. And this round, despite the health on Glowing, despite the health on Flamey, is still looking like a dub for 1win. An equalizer, 7-7. These guns really do kind of need to be saved here. It's just one more round to play, but you don't want to have limitations, and it's such a tough ask to even get back into it. So 9 will not deal with that.
No, you want to get that drop over to Kylar, ensure all the nades are there on everyone as well. Goofy will have to buy his own ones back, and well, Yedker could probably do with a rifle off a Sparrow as well while they're at it, so they'll be comfortable anyway. That's the point. In terms of the buy, but as we said, the pressure is again mounting a small bit. If 1win can pull it back up towards 8 rounds, have the lead at the halftime at least, and end the half on a high note, then I think they'll be feeling pretty good. But I do also think 9 will probably thrive a bit more on their T side, where they can control the pace of things.
Perhaps. Hard to say. Theoretically, Dust2 should actually be quite... It does play quite CT-sided since the door flip, since the subtle changes that prevented those peaks down mid to be so easy for the T side as well. But hard to say in this matchup. Really is hard to read for it. And also, it's always tough for a team when you have an obvious pain point. Oh, what was that? Deco wins the no-scope off. He won't get the next. The trade is there at least, and Chetka gets the follow-up. Okay. All right. Somehow that works out for 9.
Nasty.
Losing that round entirely, but now it's coming back the other way. 1win, accelerating the pace. Lollipop trying to chase this down, trying to get aggressive with it, knowing he had the space given over. And applying pressure here onto Goofy. But without presence out towards Lone, Goofy can comfortably hang out towards the ramp. One thing is there going to be an over-rotation because Kylar is going to get caught. Now the B-site's lost. The bomb has to make its way over. But they're going to respond to this. What does Lollipop actually want to do? They're going to full commit to B because they've lost the site. You kind of have to. And Lollipop's just going to walk onto A with the C4. What a madcap round this is. Goofy on fire gets a kill. But they don't know. They don't know that this bomb is headed towards the wrong site. And even once this is planted, I don't know if they'll be close enough to realize. How do they read this? How does 9 respond? What a strange round to end the half. Now Lollipop's got the angle if they go into check window, which would be my instinct here. Well, Lollipop might have it.
Did they know?
Now they're not seeing a response. Do they realize where the bomb is? They do. They're going to play catwalk. They've still got time to make this work. They've got kits as well. Lollipop's bringing the fight to them as well. Will they expect him so close? Steers got 1 and the second as well. The spray is good. 1win slide into the half with a slim lead.
and goes. 'Cause you might find what you're looking for. You might find what you're looking for. Don't go chasing your demons and ghosts. 'Cause you might find what you're looking for. You might find what you're looking for. We both know we're not the same without rock bottom. Let it go, but we come back to craving problems.
Well, as close a game as can be here, but one win with a lead headed into the CT side. This should have them well poised. Let's see if they can capitalize, Dean. Oh, what does this read? First, fast play, long control already taken. No one from one win can even contest this. It's just going to be Deco over towards the site itself.
Yeah, I do like the setup from one win. It's kind of counterproductive against the current play, unfortunately, from 9. It is always hard to make that read. Deco's going to have to see if he can just hopefully stay alive, and I was going to say maybe pick off 1 on the initial peak. Doesn't do so, but for now anyway, does seem to have delayed them, which is allowing, of course, for the quick rotations to come around now from one win. They've got a second player on the bomb site. They've pushed in through tunnels as well to cut off control and want to ensure that it is, in fact, going to be this A-long push before they're going to go ahead and over-rotate. They're still thinking, I think, at this point that it might be taken back. That's a problem.
Travis, here we go. That drops the bomb. Now they got confirmation, certainly, if they were doubting. Travis doesn't last very long, but they need to get this bomb down. Need to get a retrieve while the smoke's still up. They just do. Just in the nick of time. Flamey denies. First pistol impact, but not for a lot. 1-2 here. It's going to have to come from Minio because Kylar is about dead already. There's the bullets, not the kills. Look at the health. Minio forced off of this. Got the P250, but he's not got the shots. A big round for one win and a bomb plant denied here.
Yeah, and it didn't look like it was going to go as smoothly as it did. As I had said, they'd pushed through tunnels and such. They'd got the control and realized it definitely wasn't going to be big anytime soon anyway, but they were still expecting, with how slow things were being taken along, that they were going to send a couple players back, maybe go for that short control as well, so as to split the push. But no, just waited it out a while, and fortunately that seemed to have been the incorrect decision. Forced by, of course, coming back in from 9. It's nowhere near what one win we're able to get back on the first half, of course, as you said, with the bomb plant being denied. So there's a scout, some pistols, and Kevlar to work with, and already a good bit of damage sustained there on Sparrow. So let's see. Oh, opening shot from Goofy. He actually reads that Glowin is playing in close, apparently. Maybe that was spotted earlier on when the mid push was coming in initially. Man advantage won't last too long, though, when Lollipop charged up at top mid, but he gets caught by Sparrow on the fallback, and it's a little bit surprising. He did know that the scout was still around that area.
Travis. It's critical piece here. It's all the focus on in. Flamey, that's a big pick to find. Confirms the bomb presence as well. See it on the mini-map. This is going to prompt a response from Travis. Now things could unravel here for 9. One does. The trade's not there. Travis secures everything. It's looking good for a moment. But Flamey and Travis get the cleanup, get the mop up. That's about damage for Sparrow. Chances of winning this round low, and Deco will make sure he gets no further. And even entertain the possibility double digits secured here for the CIS squad.
Yeah, off to a pretty smooth start here, I'd say, on the CT side. They did manage a pretty good start on the first half as well before 9 started to fight back in once they got the guns going, though. So definitely not going to be hedging my bets on them quite yet. For this round, though, I would imagine things should be, again, pretty smooth. The goal is, I would imagine, keep everyone alive and allow this MP9 to feed as much money as it can in the meantime. Damn, Goofy. Deco on the Scout could also be a dangerous fight against the Deagles, and well, the number of pistols in general that he's up against will manage a couple of shots on Goofy. There's still a couple players damaged as well, so a Scout definitely a very dangerous weapon, and with Flamey taking this tunnel's control now, they should pretty much have the players should in around mid, and if they come back tunnels, that info will be known. Oh, nice timing on the peak from Deco.
Very nice timing indeed. Nice kill to find as well. Information, knowing the side that they were crossing to. Flamey's going to act in response. He might get caught, though. The player on top of the box. No, Flamey's good for it. Looking a lot snappier in the second half here, but he's going to stick around for the fight, and that will be a bridge too far. So rifle can be gained for Yedker, though he'll just go ahead and try and deke it down. Left to Minio. Damage would be nice here. Is Minio just trying to get rid of the A1S? I guess that's nice. Deco's the only player who would have been able to get that upgrade. But he doesn't know it, certainly. One more kill would have been wonderful. That won't happen, but it will be a buy in the next for 9, one way or another.
Yeah, op included. No helmet, which can be a bit of an issue against the M4s, but we'll see. We'll probably be looking to get the early fight against Deco if possible. Does he have a good spawn? He actually does towards B, so maybe just straight up peeking towards that B bomb site. And well, with the risky 4-man stack over towards long to get the early long control, B is pretty exposed right now. Flamey's not going to take any risks though with the immediate molly and such going down, so the off peek that was being taught about there for a moment isn't allowed to come in. And it should give plenty of time for 1win to go ahead and split back out into their fairly standard CT hold. And I would imagine 9 are going to go just look to get the default as well. Short control is going to be the goal. Maybe probe around mid a little bit and just play it like you would any other Dust2 round now that their early play didn't really work out.
Seems to be the case. One win as well, falling into a little bit more of a default. The utility now being heard towards Catalog. We'll keep glowing, focused in to mid. Sparrow finds the opener. That's just straight into a D. Sparrow's going to respond. His teammates aren't in position, and Sparrow's actually going to die to that Molotov. Maybe a little overeager there. His teammates were not set up to respond, but he wanted to chase the space. Travis could ruin everything. He's burning. He's burning. He's forced off. No one's watching it. It's a 1-for-1, and there we go. The second kill on the B player is so important. Dealing with glowing should allow this bomb plant. They've got this deep positioning, so Deco at this point is just going to have to save. He's in a 1v3. There's no hope of this. I'm actually not sure where their money's going to be. If he saves this up, I think a buy is maybe viable. Probably just some upgraded pistols around it. Although with glowing potentially on a double eco, I might go for it. If he doesn't save the up, definitely not much to show for it, though.
No, it might even work against them because it might bait them into a buy, which if it doesn't work, then at that point 9 are going to get very close to equalizing the score. So I don't know. It's a risky decision either way. Obviously, if they do buy and with the op manage to make it work, then 9 are shut out almost completely. So
oh, the gun barrel.
He saw the
it's
barrel
through the door.
Is he interested in it?
Did
He?
I think so.
Does he want it? I don't think he's too interested in taking the kill. Maybe not. He was expecting perhaps the peak to come in, but he's going to leave it.
Their money is so brittle too.
I thought they fixed that in like 2016.
They keep trying to. It's gotten better.
Definitely. It used to be so bad, the AK barrels coming out of like the door on cash and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when things were more wall bangable as well.
Yeah. It was always fun just wall banging people through the wall and cash into the door.
There's one spot on Cobble as well where my god, an op stuck through a wall. I don't even remember what it was, but there were some bad spots. There were some bad spots for sure. A little bit of a set play in towards the tunnels. Double nade spent. 3 players focused in here. Surprised we haven't seen a response from 9 since Minio definitely has information, definitely has some confirmation. Long will be taken, maybe, but 9 are playing this real slow. Now they're getting the space. Now they've got Long at the least. It wasn't contested in the slightest. They're playing a patient game here, and well, with Deca with the AWP out towards Long, this is maybe not the spot you want to go.
Not for the moment, anyway. They do have presence here, but perhaps moving back, trying to contest mid a bit. The problem is, obviously, with this lower aggression that's come in now, it could be a little bit dangerous. So I think they may just want to stick towards Long, where there's actually aggression coming in now. Travis is going to be flashed forward. The op is ready. The flash just doesn't land, apparently. Not sure if maybe Travis's body was in the way of his view, perhaps, because it was thrown in behind, I believe, so it wouldn't catch him, of course, on the beak. Either way, Sparrow was ready for it.
45 seconds. I mean, there's not all the time in the world for them to readjust this. If Flamey can hit a Ripper, and we know he's capable with the Deagle,
Yeah.
this could get weird. He's going to go forward, condensing the angle, playing behind the telephone pole. There's going to be the attempt, not the execution, though, and now things get a little bit dire. The op hasn't been able to have impact yet because they haven't shown face what's Long. Here's the next chance. Not going to happen, and it's all on Deco, who is surrounded. Just trying to deal with this AWP, trying to dig him out, and they will be able to do so. The one valuable piece taken out, and it's a clean round for 9 to secure 9 at that.
I mean, they had to have a good round to get their 9th, right?
Of course, has to be. It is fated. The gods foretold. They are going all the way in on this one, but it's not great. This is now a really big gamble. Instead of taking the eco and trying to keep them from tying things up, you're going all the way in on this one. They've got the op, but it is fast camp. Got 2 MP9s, which is also where all utility is. That Molotov just got wasted. That nade's not going to do anything, so a little less utility now available. This is a huge swing round. 1 win drop here. They're in a troubled spot.
Yeah,
no one's fighting Long.
I was going to say, I can't even say winning it would put them right back in control either, unless it's really convincingly, because the economy's still there for 9. I do like the aggression at mid now from Travis, though. He's gone back around, so they do pretty much have them trapped in. The problem is the actual defense on the bomb site is just not present. Lollipop goes down immediately, doesn't even really manage to output any damage. They had an MP9 back in the spawn watching the cross, so that obviously wasn't able to really do anything about the push as it was coming in. So the bomb's planted, and you've got to have a save called for already.
Rough spot. Rough spot. At least, I guess, you can save potentially 4 guns, which will just give you a repeat in this next round. That's going to be the eco, where you get to try and make these 4 guns work, but Squad's getting pretty dang close. Of course, they can save in towards the pit, so it's not going to be any real challenge for 9 to keep some guns alive. Deco will claim 1, but with the op, won't really matter. Kyler die here, does all? Yes, he does. But there is money to spare for 9, so they don't much care if he'd gotten that kill on Flamey. It would have been quite nice. 1 win. They do have 4 guns, even retrieving that second M4 to work with into this round, so they'll be able to make something of it. And actually, they're going all the way in. They're going all the way in off the back of this to get utility together and just have the 1 MP9 to deal with. It's not a bad idea. But it, again, creates a scenario where 9 can punish them in this one and really crack that economy wide open. And they're just going to go fast in towards B. This is a read and a half. They are just going straight in. Flamey's trying to spam it down. He's done a ton of damage, but he only gets 1 kill. Sparrow gets the follow-up as well. Deco might have the angle out towards the short. Shot from the land, and now Burn in his position revealed by that tick of the Molotov. Once they get the bomb planted, this is going to be tough. Even with the damage that's been done, you got to get some kills. The boost up. The boost up. What is this?
What's going on?
Eventually, it's going to work. It's, I guess, to clear car. But now they're bailing. They're bailing. Deco wants no part of this. He's out.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty much fully in, so It really is the only option at this point. They'll have to take an eco most likely. I mean, you could try and force again, but they've already got an MP9 in there. I don't know if it's worthwhile. I suppose the loss bonus is built, and we'll see what they decide. But it's at the moment, it seems like some of the decisions that have been made in terms of the economy have just allowed this to spiral right back into the hands of Nine.
Yeah, they've been hamstringing themselves. They've been paying the piper now these last few rounds, of trying to string this economy along, trying to give it life, and
They'll probably buy Ucker. They can drop a
I mean,
rifle to Glow, and Flamey can buy
gonna
for
do it.
himself. But again, it'll be limited nades. Deco can drop one actually as well.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. They got
They
enough money.
could upgrade the MP9 even. I wouldn't mind it. Nah, stick with that one weaker weapon. You need something in the bank.
They've just been kicking this can down the road of the economic reset, trying to keep it alive, but Nine with these really decisive takes, and this might be another one. Look at this presence in towards tunnels already. Bodies are moving through. If they don't detect resistance from Flamey, they might just move right on in. Flamey trying for the spam, but he's been caught quite low. Unfortunate for the T side that they didn't hold on to a couple of those HEs, because this could have been deadly. As it is, it's unconfirmed damage on the Flamey. But he is fortunate to get away with his life. Look at the presence it's drawn, though. Glowing focused in. Flamey's out of nades. Glowing has one more Molotov. Deco alone in towards mid. If he gets dropped, that's so much of the utility gone, so he's got to stay alive here.
And not to mention their best weapon. So it wouldn't be ideal. As you said, yeah, that early presence, even though it wasn't really for a commitment, it got rid of what was already somewhat limited utility for one win. So later on now in the round, they're going to have trouble if they need to retake or when this push begins. Nine, though, are still probing about, looking for where they can get this open, and I'm not too sure if they're ready for their commitment. It does seem like they might have to send it out short unless they move back now, pretty much, to either take things towards B or mid. Well, the option's still open. I think the hope was that this kind of play around short would perhaps get a response around tunnels, the push. Kylar then maybe would have tried to punish it, and they would have directed it back towards B. Instead, waiting around has allowed this flank from Lollipop. It's an MP9. It's not really the weapon you want from top mid. He is able to get the dink on Minio and nearly catches a reloading Goofy. It allows him to do, again, really, really good damage. The actual frags, they're all going the way of Nine. Not a single kill as of yet. But look at the damage, as I said. Yeah, 4 players brought low. It's a double from Flamey. But he can't quite get the final kill, but it doesn't matter. There's no time anymore. They can't get the last kill. Deco's all the way down on line.
Oh, no. No bomb plant here. What a disaster. How is that the round that one win-win? How is that the one that takes them through? They need an extra second on the clock for 9. What a strange round. Health being what it was, and I mean the op being the last one. Madness here on the timer.
And the bomb flew over towards Car as well, was it? It went quite far forward. Otherwise, there might have been time for the recovery from the player who came in dark. So it's a bit unfortunate for Nine, but it's a miracle for one win. And, well, they're feeling a bit confident, apparently, now. Deco just charges up mid. He doesn't even really charge. He just kind of B-hopped up a little bit, just had a little bit of a jump around and took a kill and just ran home, basically. That's what it looked like. It was very casual. So it's a 5-on-4. It's a strong start from one win. And, well, this could be the beginning of the counter comeback, I guess we'll call it.
That nade is chunky. It's crazy that that's the round that saves their bacon. They need to be really careful in this round. But they've got a double off. It's looking a lot better. Some limitations here for 9. Of course, getting that opening pick for Deco is huge. If they can't seal the deal in this one, though, the economy is cracked wide open. And we're again back to Pain Train Station for one win. So I want to get aggressive on this. He's played quite close up to the tunnels a lot. I was glowing with the op to support this time. It's not a bad setup. And it gets better, bit by bit by bit, as players are peeled away. 9 not looking very decisive in this one. We've been loving the faster plays, the really decisive maneuvers. Now it's going to be a split in towards B, but limited utility, limited bodies. Damage potentially coming through, and Flamey has a chance to really shut this down. There's his teammate. They expect Flamey close. They do. Minio's ready for it. Now even numbers. If they can get this bomb planted, it's such a tough spot for one win. They might pull the ripcord. What we said before, the economy is so brittle. Do they want to go for it? Do they want to risk this? Minio getting that kill. Oh, Lollipop wants to test. Lollipop wants to test.
Oh.
He's got one. Looking away from the anti-flash, but one is all he gets. It's on to Deco. Trying the 1v2, trying to pull things off. Tucked out by the door. Now he's been spotted. Now he's being tagged down. He's being spammed. And he's just going to try and bail out. He's the lone survivor here, Dean. The economy is in shambles. 9 tie things up. Perhaps they should have done it in the last round. Perhaps they should have pulled the lead. But they've kept the momentum in their favor. They prevented this from getting out of hand.
Yeah, the timing there on the door peak gave me a bit of hope for one win, but no, 9 are able to go ahead and recover it. And yeah, as you said, the 1 round win as well from 1 win also kind of obviously notches their loss bonus down a bit. They only got 2400 now in this round, so even with the saved up, they can't pull the force through anymore. That's what they were able to do throughout the entire half, pretty much. This is, from what I can recall, the first real eco we're seeing from them. So 9 will have a bit of an easier time stabilizing, well, not their own economy, because that's already looking quite pretty, but their control. They'll actually be able to get themselves into the lead. They should be able to have an easier round here where there's not too much of a challenge as long as they can deal with that up. They use their flash as well and such. That shouldn't be too much trouble. Maybe a kill before they can get a trade or such. He's going to ace it now, watch.
Of course. Of course. I mean, it does feel like we've had so many of these moments where 1win have been winning rounds at the critical moment, but in such a way that you can never feel comfortable for them. They have never been able to stabilize. It's always just been them just holding 9 off, just holding them at bay. And this feels like the round where it cracks through. Unless something miraculous happens. I don't know that 1win are going to be able to deny this anymore. They might be the ones battling for overtime. A reminder, with 9 having won on Mirage, we just need 4 more rounds to seal the deal, to move on into playoffs, to dominate this group. Flamey's going hunting into tunnels, a little bit more aggression, but 9 aren't giving him anything, at least for the moment. Flamey going for a poke with the deagle. Maybe in towards lower. This one could get interesting. A lot of information's been found here from 1win, or at least they know where the T's are not.
Yeah, I was going to
They
say,
have lost long.
Information by kind of narrowing things down. They don't actually know exactly what's going on. The focus is still back towards B. That's the problem. It's kind of giving them the wrong idea about what's going on. If they can even just get a trade onto Flamey now and charge things into B, the bomb site's going to be theirs for the taking, and with no kit. Oh, well, there is a kit, sorry, but with no weaponry really available in the kit there on the upper, you wouldn't really be trying the retake. So they have a chance to put the nail in the coffin here, and, well, Flamey, don't even think he done that damage. I think there was a bit of team damage in there. Either way, no kills coming through. B should be pretty much defenseless, bar glowing at the window. I was going to say if they had pushed out,
They've got A. They're going to
rotate.
rotate.
Crazy for 1win, but yeah, never mind. 1win have just charged through the mollies, through the smokes and everything. It's what 9 wanted, apparently, because they've already ran this back through spawn. They'll just leave 1 to hopefully ensure that if anyone pushes tunnels, he should be able to cut off that rotation. Oh, and the timing for himself, actually, here, working in his favor just about.
They're worried about players being in mid, but as he realizes that, does he realize where they have to be? I mean, there's really only one spot. I guess it doesn't matter now. He's in full defense.
They're cutting it very close all the time, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. This makes me nervous. Better get your jumps correct. But hey, all the time in the world. 3 whole seconds to spare, Dean.
Imagine his PC froze or something when he's
just a little bit of loss, a little bit of movement, clips the corner wrong. Oof. But they trust. They have full faith over on the 9 side. And as they should. I mean, at this point, they're going to pull in the lead. 1win will get a buy in the next. Their loss bonus has built up quite a bit, and they do have the op as well to buy around. But 9, it feels like, have had the momentum for a long time, right? They've been closing that gap. They've always been the car bearing down in the rearview mirror of 1win, and now they're ready to overtake. They are passing, and I don't think they're going to give this away. Not without one hell of a fight.
No, I mean, this is kind of how it's gone throughout the game. 1win had a strong start to the first half, then 9 clawed their way back in. We did get a little bit of a salvage then at the end from 1win, but it was during very scrappy rounds as well. They weren't managing to take anything convincingly and chain them together as we had seen 9 do. And it seems like we've had a bit of a repeat here with how this half begun and how it's begun to go for 9 now, also just coming straight back, taking the lead now for themselves. And as you said, now that they have that lead, it's a whole different situation. It's 1win who are really beginning to feel the pressure, especially since, as you can see at the top, they're already down a map. 9 are on the brink of taking that playoff spot. Very
Still
slow
wild to
default
think
again.
about this. For
One of the
9.
slowest Dust2 games I've ever had, though. Sorry to cut you off.
It really
Just
is.
needed
They're
to
very
say that.
patient with it. But no, I mean, it's still wild. I know I've repeated this a few times, but it boggles my mind that a team without a set 5, where we don't even know who the roster is until they load into the server, where they're swapping players around, they're looking this polished. They have impressed. That hinge smoke, I think, got messed up, so that's a little less impressive. Just got to put it right in the hinge. Put it right in there.
I would have failed it too, so I didn't want to say it.
It's okay. It's all good.
I like the short setup. Yeah, player on the corner initially taking contact. He could have dropped off and allowed for the finish to come in from his teammate if needed, but obviously that wasn't even necessary. Travis with just a straight up win, and that was needed because look how low they are on utility at this point. Travis puts his smoke down, suddenly all they have is a smoke and a HE in the hands of Deco. So even with this man advantage, things could get a little bit dicey. Although the time is going to make things pretty limited in terms of what 9 can do about this, and Travis is just... he's the king of short right now, apparently. Didn't even see Edgar. There was a small gap he spammed, maybe just expecting the player to be there. Gets himself a turret, nearly flicked for the one tap. Put the fear in Kylar at this point and forced him out into mid, where things were not all that much safer, as he was being flanked out by a couple rotators into mid. 13-13, we're tied back up. 1 win, do actually manage to claw that lead away from 9 pretty quickly, but they're going to need more than that if they want to crack through the economy that 9 have built up over that stretch of rounds.
Yeah, it is a monstrous bank, but I mean, that round, it was really about 1 win seizing the initiative, right? The catwalk play is the first point of contact, really. And it's all of the point of contact. 9 playing a little bit passive in it, maybe hoping for exhausted utility from the 1-win side, which they got. Then they never had that moment where they spring into action. Good damage on the Flamey here, but better damage. Lollipop 21k. Why not? Get a kill. Get an early pick. You can have long control. We'll take Yedker out of the round.
Yeah, Flamey was taken low, at least in the meantime, but it's not like they didn't do damage on top of their kill either. Edgar's gone, Goofy and Kylar tagged up pretty heavily also, and even a little bit of damage on towards Minio helps in the case of the M4s. There's just no control other than long. As you said, they were happy to give that up because they have the deep short aggression. They know that at the very least there's only this one angle of attack coming towards the A-bomb site. And while it's going to come in real soon, as we can see, Glowing wants to drop his own smoke, apparently. The nade should do some decent damage. He's going to line them up for the spray down. That is nasty. Kylar and Goofy, as I said, already tagged. He doesn't even need to see them as he puts a stop to this A push already. I mean, what, some damage maybe can be done, but at this point, 9 may even want to consider saving that op over. Minio, though, is already so far committed at this point that I don't think it's an option. He's going to go down after just 1, and Sparrow sitting back in pit, chilling, has pretty much zero hope of winning the round, but he will get 1 more kill.
And if he can peel away some more economy, that'd be huge. But they don't need to give him a fight. They don't need to give him a fight. There's still plenty of money on the 9 side if this op survives to buy into the next. You want to keep that CT economy at least somewhat brittle. But this is a big win. This is a massive round to take. That play from Glowing, the right click to nade, and then the swing just lining up to. Nice bit of play there. Decisive factor in this round, and now 1 win, get a chance to run it through. We weren't going to... they were in such a situation that they wouldn't have the buys to contest. And now they get the real chance. Now they get the economy. Now they get the buys up. Now they got the utility. They got the kits. They got everything you could possibly want. And they got the lead back. So 9, we need to see that decisive momentum again, or 1 win might just be able to salt this away. 2 more rounds, all they need.
We'll be going to overpass where who the hell knows what will happen. Like I said, a little bit more up in the air. On control, not the goal this time anyway for 9. They do throw down a lot of the utility as they did before, showing a lot of presence and forcing the CTs to put down their mollies and such as well. Lollipop was actually the one to open things up in the previous round. This time he's not going to get the challenge, and I don't think he really wants to push for it any harder than he already has. They've done a good job getting their initial control anyway here on the CT side. They're even moving back, I thought, towards short. Yeah, they're going to send 1 player back in to get that short control. That's allowed them to take a bit of a gamble back towards mid, now double that up instead.
This catwalk fight has not served them terribly well. Talked about it a couple rounds ago. Travis has been the king of short. Now he's dropping off. but we'll leave them a parting gift. Not a well-received gift. Goofy didn't actually take that much damage. Softens him up, perhaps, for an A1S bullet to the face, but this space has been given. There's Travis, getting the last laugh. You knew he had to exact some sort of price for them taking his domain. Deco on the Gatling, I think he got spotted. That's a huge kill to find Flaminio. Pressure on the Flamey now, he gets one. Dropping off, expecting tunnel presence, but instead, it's the mid-response that gets punished. They're moving into tunnel, but they're late on it. 28 seconds, time's going to be short. Time is going to be very short here, and these players stuck in mid are in a tough spot, especially with the Lollipop coming through. Now, what does Sparrow even do? How does he respond? How does he fight this? Not very well. He's got knifed down. And Yedker goes away. At least he dies before the time runs out, but that was such a prime situation for Nine. They could not capitalize. They got stalled out in mid.
Yeah, and I mean, it really is just insult to injury that the knife comes in the end as well. The economy may just sustain. It's going to have to sustain a buy here for them anyway, so that they can have something to work with, obviously, to try and fight back to the overtime. But that's what they're looking for now. They can no longer get this done here in regulation time, unfortunately. Just seeing a massive turnaround again from one win. Lollipop has started popping off. I mean, Deco had his moments as well. He's been quiet the last couple rounds, but he did kind of kick off the initial comeback into it as well. So it's Nine now who are really worried about things. A little bit of a pause to have a chat. I think we've seen pretty much all of the pauses probably used up at this point. They definitely haven't been conservative with those. Let's see, with the one Tech 9 in the hands of Yedker, who's been the strongest player as well, are we thinking something maybe a little bit quicker? Does he have a good spawn to try and use that? Because we've been seeing very slow defaults overall from 9.
I don't think so, unless he's over by Kylar. No, didn't have a great spot for it, but he'll be the stepping to set up Sparrow for the peak, and Sparrow gets punished. Sparrow has not had a good time with the AWP in this one. Deco has been phenomenal, 18-8. Great job just not getting killed. Sparrow, in the meantime, has not come out the better for those AWP tools. It's been a massive factor in setting up one win, especially with some of these early picks as well. So, big credit to Deco. Meanwhile, now on the back foot, 9 watching their chance to end this series slip away. One win. Just moments away from securing this map. Bring us through to Overpass. To the unknown. To the X Factor decider map. Everything working in their favor. Can they salt it away here?
A little bit of a miracle here from 9. Seems like they've all started to fall a bit asleep on this T side. Edgar did have an amazing start to the game, but he certainly slowed down as it's gone on as well. 40 seconds roughly left. They really need to make their decision. The bomb handed to the player up on the box there. Maybe they're thinking about going up short in the end, but for now, probing on mid and B, hoping to find some sort of success. And well, it will be the commitment into mid eventually. A decent trade, at least from Yedgar, to come in, but they've only got Kylar pushing alone through the tunnels, through a smoke as well. It should be pretty much a given for Flamey, rather. Somehow hasn't got the finish, and no, Kylar actually lands that entry. They know Glowin's in on the bomb side as well. He's good to at least finish off the low health player, and Yedgar in on mid can't do anything about the rotation, and it wouldn't have mattered. They were shut out of the bomb site. That's going to be a third map confirmed. For now, though, guys, we're going to send it over to a little bit of a break, so stick with us, and we will be back soon.
Don't